Yeah, so we'll walk through like all the sensors
Sure.
and everything, and
Okay.
you know, how you would run it, maintain it,
Okay.
what the realistic expectations are on here. So,
Show me the hopper one more time.
yeah. Right here, so you're gonna capture paper clips and small debris.
And you said there's a hose, that
Yep.
round circular part hooks into the
Right
hose.
here, yep.
Okay.
Connects in here. Now, rather than a vacuum cleaner,
Okay.
right? So it's a much quieter, but you've got the assist of the chevron brush and the sweeper to pick up some stuff, right?
Okay.
So there's no connection point right down onto the carpet with the vacuum port.
Got it.
So while we've got this up, we want to keep these clean, and these, especially when
Because
we
I
move-
imagine they're going to pick up a lot of dust.
Yeah, and especially if you're moving around outside,
I see.
right, we end up getting a bit more dust and debris. We just want these to be clean, so that they can visualize if we're going down a ramp or coming to a stairwell, it's going to actually stop,
Oh, okay.
negotiate that there's a drop in elevation, and then turn around. So
I see.
the robot's designed primarily for two things. One is to have like self-preservation, not hit anything, not hit anybody, not hit itself, right? So it's not going to have any damage. There are some fail-safes. Like I said, you've got these if you're coming up to an elevation drop-off. If something touches the bumper, there's a switch right here. This engages a stop. The machine's going to stop and alert the operator.
Is the bumper generally out when it's in operation mode?
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
Automatically, or you pull it out?
No, it's just because of
The
gravity.
gravity's pulling down. Right?
Oh, okay.
I see.
Got it.
Got it. Yep, I see.
Okay.
And then when we tilt this back up, so we've got a LiDAR under here.
Okay.
We want to keep this clean. And then we've got a 2D and a 3D camera up the top.
Okay.
Same thing. It comes with this little microfiber. If you lose this, obviously just a regular soft microfiber,
Sure.
like the ones that you use for your glasses.
I don't think we sell microfiber, do we?
I love those.
Okay, so the whole idea is this is creating a map of your area, right? So you got your 2 and 3D cameras, you've got your LiDAR, and then you've got your cliff sensors. Basically, it's just mapping out this entire area, right?
Okay.
And then it's saving that into the memory onboard the robot itself. In addition, it's doing a backup of that up into the cloud. Okay. So the whole idea of having that backup is twofold. You've got a repository of routes just in case you lose all of the data that's in here. You can update from the cloud. The other thing is that data goes back up to Brain. They can utilize that, this one, and the over 10,000 other robots that are out there to come up with the algorithms and create updates and put them back down into all the machines, and the machines get smarter and more.
How many maps per unit can I, like Emma, how many?
You can get 600 if
600.
you wanted to. Yep. So on each one of those QR codes or home location codes, right? So we've got a number on each one of these.
Okay.
So this would go 1 up to 100. Each one of these is a unique code. On each one of these, you've got 6 routes that's available.
Okay.
Okay.
So when it reads this number 1 on here, it's going to come up with the 6 options that are corresponding to this one.
6 maps. There.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
And once I've taken my number 1, I want to permanently, as much as I can, locate it so it doesn't move.
Yeah, we don't want it to move because this is all vision based. So it's using that as a reference point.
Got it.
Okay.
Start and stop point.
Yep. Okay. So those are basically all of the eyes of the machine, right? We'll open up its stomach, and it's a food source, right? So we've got a lithium battery.
Okay.
Yeah, you made that look easy. That must weigh 40 pounds.
Oh,
You
yeah.
pulled it out, it was like, oh god.
No, it's not that bad actually.
No, it's got some weight, but it's
Yeah.
not real heavy.
Yeah, it's about 11 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay. So we made this hot swappable. So here's your charging unit.
Like a big DeWalt charging station.
Yep. But this battery is designed specifically for this machine, right? So you got its own battery maintenance system and everything designed for the unit. batteries, you slide it straight in there. When this is plugged into the wall, your lights are going to come on. You hear a little fan here,
Okay.
and basically it's engaging its charging system. So runtime on one of these is about 3 hours.
Okay.
Okay.
Non-stop.
Correct. Yep. And it's going to vary, obviously, depending on the amount of turns it has to make, because it's using more of its navigation
Okay.
power, and then also the fatigue on the surfaces are running. So if it's on like a really high pile,
Yeah,
negotiating, going over a lot of stuff, it's going to wear itself out a little bit.
And the charge up time?
Charge up time is typically 4 hours from complete flat.
Okay.
So the way that it works is the first 2 hours is a fast charge, it goes up to about 80%. And then the last 2 hours is kind of like it's a trickle charge
Okay.
to get it to its 100%.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
So the idea would be most people utilize this with 2 batteries.
Right.
1 battery's in the machine, this one's on the charger. Hot swap it out, pull that one in, put this in.
What did WHIZ decide for buying one of these? Is it only going to come with 1 battery and there's another?
Standard is going to be 2 batteries, but you've got the option of 1 if need be.
So if it's a 4-hour charge time and a 3-hour run time, at the most I'm going to be down for an hour at a time.
So if you've only got 1 battery, right, the whole idea would be 2 batteries.
No, that's with 2 batteries. Running for 3, charging for 4. I'm dead.
Yep, so you got 2 batteries, both charged up. One
No,
is-
but right.
Right.
I got
And-
one in the machine now, and the machine's been vacuuming for 3 hours.
Yep.
This one is still charging.
It's ready. And then you plug
It's
it in.
ready. There's another 3 hours, so now I've got 6 hours.
And then
And during that 3 hours, remember it takes about 2 hours to get up to 80%
Oh, okay.
net charge.
so you could actually pull it out at that 80% or 2 hours?
You could essentially be perpetual with
Okay.
two batteries,
I see.
right?
Got it.
Just keep on switching
Yeah.
them out.
Does it have a return to home feature if the battery runs too low, or is it going to stop dead in its tracks a mile away?
It's going to try and get back as close as it can to home, but there could be a situation where it might go, I can't make it. So there's always going to be enough in here for it to alert the operator
Okay.
to come get it.
So
And-
it does alert before it's
Yeah.
almost dead. Okay.
Yep. And before I show you that, so here's your on and off button to power on the unit.
Stereo speakers in the back. Is that what those are?
Yeah. Those are your HEPA filters.
Cool.
So you got 2 HEPA filters that come out like that, right? Most people are getting 6 months or so out of your HEPA filters. Depends on obviously your environment, how long you use it.
Is there a single vacuum motor, or is there 2?
It's a dual. So you've got 2 options here. When we turn this on, you'll see. So the first on and off
Okay.
is the vacuum and the brush,
Okay.
and then you've got kind of like a max power, a boost up.
Okay.
Okay.
Generally, if you have 2 HEPA filters, it means you're filtering out for 2 different vacuum
Yeah.
motors.
So you got one here and one here. They both come out.
Okay.
Just while we're on the batteries, go back underneath here. Okay. So you've got a backup battery, and again, green button.
Okay.
The pressed in is the backup battery is engaged, and the reason, and off is when you push the button out. Yep. The reason why we have the backup battery is when we're hot swapping these out, we want to have a backup, so we're not losing any type of data.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
So when it's time for me to replace the battery, I need to stop, turn the backup battery on, hot swap the batteries, then turn the backup battery off.
You want to leave that on constantly. The only time you really want to turn it off is you're storing the machine for a week or something and you're not using it.
Okay.
This is going to pull from the main battery.
Okay.
So potentially if you left this on and you left it in the closet, you can drain both batteries down.
I see.
Okay.
It's always defaulted to on though.
You've got the option to push it in and off, on and off.
But you don't want it off. You want to leave it on all the
You
time.
want to leave it on.
So when you
if
swap
using it
batteries, you're not
regularly.
losing data.
Yep. When you first get the machine, it's going to be in the off position.
Okay, I see. So you gotta turn it on the first time and then turn it off when you want to store it for a week
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah. If there were no batteries in here, that's when you would turn that off.
When I get my first sale of 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 units, you're responsible for delivery and training?
we'll come and help you out.
Yeah, so we ship directly from.
You're gonna come out and help us out, or you're going to educate us so we are able at some point to do it by ourselves? What is ICE Robotics' procedure?
Yep, so we're gonna come out and the first however many team that you need us there, it's gonna be pretty straightforward. Once you see the process, you go, I don't need these guys. But we're here obviously to make sure that you guys are comfortable and you know exactly.
But the intention is to educate us,
Correct.
along with every other specialist in the company, so that we're able to be
Correct.
autonomous and do it by ourselves.
Yeah, so from my knowledge, what I've heard, we're gonna try and get some demo machines to you guys so that you've got your own demo machines. You don't have to leverage off of us, but of course we're here for you. Okay.
Do the machines like to go from soft floor to hard floor to soft floor to hard floor nonstop? They're good for,
Like right here, we can test it. Right?
they're good for doing a luxury vinyl tile, a wood plank flooring, back onto carpeting,
Yep.
and the
Go
brush
on the
will
first
automatically adjust.
Yep.
Good to know.
Okay. So you notice that I'm moving the machine around with these two handles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. These are reinforced, permanently affixed to the machine.
Okay.
There's also a secondary handle on this one. This is the one we don't want to be lifting the machine with.
Okay.
This is only for training mode
Got it.
to maneuver the machine around.
Okay.
And when you pick it up, you're using those two handles to pick it up from?
Yeah, typically like Nick would grab it on here.
Okay.
Without the battery, it's 66 pounds. With the battery, you've got an extra 11 pounds on there. So, you know, it gets to the point where you can maneuver it around.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
be safe.
Right.
You know, it's better to use a couple of people. Okay. So you've got a kill switch on the very top,
Mhm.
just like you have on Emma.
Yep.
Hit that. This is gonna automatically stop the machine. It's gonna alert the operator
Okay.
to come. Hey, I've got a situation. Re-engage this when you deem that it's a safe environment. It's gonna remember where it was and continue on.
Okay.
Explanation.
So the way that it would alert the operator right now.
That's to play the music that's in the back
Looks
of
like
it.
an iPod. Yeah. So the user would carry that around when this is operating.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Just
And that's
so
the alert system.
Clicks on. Yep, exactly. So it's kind of a bridge in technology until the app is up and running.
I see.
And with that update that I was telling you about the film mapping, the app will be available too, so you download it onto your phone.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
So there'll be more functionality to the app than there is obviously with this, but this is great. Tells you when it starts, stops. If there's an issue, come and get it. Right, it'll
Okay.
alert you to. If there's
This is charged via that when it's on there?
Couple of ways. It will charge while it's on the machine. Again, anything that's coming in and it's pulling from the main battery,
Yeah.
it's going to wear down the battery
Okay.
faster. So there is a charging cradle that it comes with, and it sits right here.
Okay.
Plug it into the wall and pull this out.
Okay.
When you're not using it,
Fully charged. What's that last? 6 hours a day?
yeah, much longer than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So
Well,
that-
because the display is not on all the time, I'm assuming it only,
Yeah, it only pulls when
it's an alert,
Yeah.
like your cell phone would be.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So your handle pulls out, actually, while we're in the front here. So we went over the HEPA filters,
Ah,
and there's your vac bag, right? So we can actually show you.
does that not look like the front of a dryer?
It does.
There's a brand new bag right here, okay? So there's a little tab right here,
Mhm.
okay? When we're engaging this, the tab is gonna be down, and it clips over and pushes onto the hose, shoot
Okay.
like that, okay?
4 quarts, you said?
4 liters.
4 liters.
Yep. And then, once this is actually pushed in correctly, this is gonna pop out, which allows the door to close. Okay? If this is not, the bag's not pushed in, this is gonna be down here and it will impede this from closing, so you can't operate the machine.
I see. That's what that little cutout's for on the door. Right
Yeah,
there?
exactly.
Okay.
Yep. So the whole idea is, we don't want this cavity getting filled up with dust.
Right. Okay. Does it alert when the bag is full?
It does have a bag. Yeah, so it works on vac pressure.
Okay. So
So-
they can't breathe or whatever, it's sending a message to the user?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. That alert also could represent maybe you've got a clog in one of the hoses.
Okay. Got it.
So any type of an impediment of its vacuum process, it's gonna say, hey, there's a situation, come get it.
Like if it ran over a rag and it got stuck there, okay.
Correct.
Okay,
Yep.
got it.
For sure.
Is that an issue with people not picking up big debris? Oh, it's a rag, it'll pick it up. Oh, it's a boulder, it'll go right over and pick it up. It's a pallet chunk.
You know the game.
Yeah. And the machine obviously is going to error out at that point, and it's going to require user assistance to go solve its
Reset it.
problem, help it.
Yep. It'll do its best, and then it'll realize, okay, this is not normal, right?
Yeah.
It's built for a normal process.
Okay.
Anything that's different, it doesn't 100% know what the problem is, it just knows it's not right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So back around here, we'll turn the machine on. Okay. So again, you've got brains technology that's inside here. Everything is turning on, and you've got your boot program that comes up on the display screen.
Yep.
Right. It's acknowledging, okay, we're booting up. It's kind of like your cell phone.
Yep.
So this is going to be in the background. Yep.
Okay. So every time you turn it on and off, it goes through
A boot cycle.
a boot cycle. Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
Now, is the boot cycle 10 minutes like Emma? Because that's the most annoying.
No, it's not too bad. Notice that it's got better. You know, each time there are little updates. There are
see.
major updates that they do, and then there's also updates in the back that you might not necessarily notice that are happening.
I see.
But you'll see little changes and efficiencies that happen
Sure.
periodically.
Because my God, the boot up time on Emma just makes me want to go run have lunch and come back while the thing is booting up.
Yeah.
And somebody explained to me and said, well, it's because there's actually a computer inside of it. And the computer's, picture a laptop that's got to boot up, and that's exactly what it's doing.
So that's could be a hardware and a software situation, right? So the beauty of not owning a machine is that when there are major upgrades end in your subscription term, you can send the machine back, get the new machine that's got all the update of hardware, and obviously software updates will happen periodically as it goes along too.
If somebody has this in their building and they're leasing it, and then for some reason it needs to go back in for repair, are you guys providing a loaner in between that time frame?
So we've got a swap model.
A swap model?
Yep.
Yeah, you do?
Yep.
Okay, so they're not losing any time if they're paying monthly subscription, right?
That's part of the program we're joining with ICE Robotics is the swap program as well.
For the WHIZ.
Give me a 60-second explanation.
Yeah, so basically if there's an issue, bring the notification on the screen, that number down here on the back of the battery lid, call that number, you get directly in touch with the customer client care team here in Michigan. We'll try to do a diagnostic, basically test over the phone.
Okay.
And if it's not something as simple as, hey, a hard reboot, a system, swap the battery out, charge it, put it back in.
Sure.
If it's anything mechanical or requires a technician, we don't spend time paying a technician to come out and service the machine.
Okay.
We just ship you a brand new one within 48 hours
Okay.
out of Michigan.
Got it.
So that new machine that's coming, since all these programs, say for example, that machine had 100 routes programmed, you're not going to want to have to reprogram all those. So since every route is stored up to the cloud, that new machine we ship out, the swap model, we upload those routes onto the machine. So when they get it, they take it out of the box, they put the battery in, they scan that same code, they can run those same routes.
Okay.
Because back at the factory, they know what serial number it is.
Exactly.
They're going to take all the routes from the
And
cloud.
in the machine that had the issue, we say, hey, simply put it in the box of the new machine, and then we pay to ship it back.
Okay.
So,
Makes sense?
yeah.
So it booted up, it was faster than your ammo, right?
No, you just talked longer to make it look like it.
That's real slow.
But that's the screen that it will see when it's ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
So real similar, looks
Yeah.
familiar, right? So you've got your settings in here. We can turn that sound on and off, like
Okay.
you were saying. Right, so yeah. You want language?
Like Chinese.
Yeah, you want some Chinese? We put French in recently.
Nice.
Go back. Okay. If we've got routes, it's going to be the routes that are programmed in here. Okay, so this would be home location code number 10. It's got one of 6 available routes.
That code.
Yep, on here.
So the one over on the table is code number 1, and you've got 6 routes within code, the placard over there, correct?
So there's nothing on number 1, so you've got number 2, number 4, number 5, and number 10.
Well, what I'm saying is that one over there is number
This one
1.
here,
Yep.
So I've got 6 routes that I can
Available.
program into that.
Correct.
Then this would say number 2, and I've got 6 routes in that.
Exactly.
It's gonna show you everything that's programmed, yeah, exactly.
Yep. Okay. So then, really, 2 options. Do you want to teach, or do you want to clean?